Yep. How y'all doing? Yeah, this Carol Longtooth. How y'all doing? I'm just trying to get down to the gristle of things. And we were talking one day about old Spitty. Now, you'd think Spitty was what, a dog or something like that? No, he was a fine 10-year-old boy. And his name was Jimmy. Jimmy Ray Fernando. He was a good boy, and he had a lot of room between his teeth. And, the spit just kind of jumped out there when he got excited, when he talked a lot. But that's all right. The boy had something worth saying, and we didn't mind. Now, he had a family, and, well, wasn't much, but his father's name was Ernst Moore Fernando. That's right. And if he was anything at all, he was everything he shouldn't be. I mean, he was just totally almost everything he just shouldn't have been it, but he was. And when it came to what he should be, he was hardly nothing at all. And all he ever thought about, practically his whole life was marbles. He wanted to be a good marble player. He wanted to beat everybody. But he really wanted to be a better cheating marble player because he just loved to cheat. He told me cheating's the only thing that's worth life living for. So, he was a little bit, well, we'll just say he wasn't quite there. Now, he did have a mother. Now, she kept her maiden name, and her name was Moretta Bain. Yes. Now, she was the daughter of Reverend Yas. Now, his real name was Bruiser Boone, because he could take a daggone scripture, take something out of a Bible, take something out of anybody's Bible, anybody's book, take a line of it, stretch it, beat it, distort it, and make it sound like it's the damn truth. And as long as there's enough dumb people around, and there always usually was, he was famous and he was happy. That was her. Now, she was in the motherhood. She was a mother to just about everybody. I don't care if it was the neighbor's kids, the dog, anybody. Some poor guy on the street, she believed the mother wasn't doing what a good mother should do, take care of her children. Problem is, everyone was her children, and she didn't really have much time for little Spitty. Well, that's kind of say what it is, but I tell you what, now you take little Jimmy Ray. Now, his physical features, he wasn't all that outstanding. He wasn't that tall, and he wasn't fat, but he sure was pudgy. He wasn't something that you look at and say, man, there's somebody outstanding. No, he wasn't, until the boy smiled. And when he smiled, I tell you, he pulled it all together, and the boy was just plain awesome. Awesome little boy. And the other thing is, don't look into his eyes because they go deep. Real deep. And you look in there and you say, you know what? I ain't near that deep. He was a fine boy. And I loved about him because I tell you what, children are the beginnings of their personality, and every little thing that child does when he's a child comes along as important to him when he's old, a little fart like me. Well, I tell you, little Jimmy, he could go out there at 10 years old and go back, and he could be a little kid 4 or 5 years old. He had the glee and the spontaneity and the smiles and the giggles and just the wonderment of what it's like to be a child. And I'll tell you one thing, he could pull it up anytime. What a boy. And I'll tell you what, I bet you when he's 90, he could do the same thing. There are many splendid things in children, and you don't want to lose them just because you get old like me. Don't want that. No. Well, I tell you what, we was talking to Jimmy, and Jimmy, he said, only? But see, he calls me only because I only got one tooth. Well, at first I was a little bit offended by that and hurt. But you know what? It got to be the point. I only got one tooth. He's right. So we get along and do that just fine. But he said, only sometimes I feel just kind of empty. My parents aren't there. I don't have all the fancy things in life. I don't have much. And then sometimes I'm scared. Well, I told him, I said, you know what? You're just like anybody else. Sure you are. We're all scared. We don't know where in the hell it came from, where we're going, what we're going to do, nothing else. We don't have a whole hell of a lot of answers. One of the reasons why we don't have a whole lot of answers because we're never really taught to ask too many good questions to get some good answers, to find out more about what it's all about. So what did we do? Like Jimmy said, he wanted a big pair of fancy gym shoes, and he wanted a girlfriend, and he wanted a bike, you know? And I said, Jimmy, there's not a thing wrong with that, but it ain't never going to lead you to where you got to do and where you're going to be if you want to fill up this big hole that's in the outside of all of us. That's what I told him, So what he said was, tell you what, and it's a good way it should be. I said, Jimmy, the first thing you got to learn is find out all the things you do have, all the wonderful things you do have. And he said, what is that? Well, I said, you're here. I said, can you see that sky? Yes, it's beautiful. Can you see the clouds? Can you see the sun? We'll go at night and see the stars and the moon. Can you see it? Can you see other people? Do you get up every day? And yes, well, yeah, that's right. You're right. I do that. I said, do you understand things like love and how important it is, and to see people smile, and justice, and how bad hate is? He said yes. Well, he said, only I tell you what I'm going to do. He said, I want to be real smart someday, and I want to be a first-rate know-it-all. Now I said, now hold it now. You don't want to do that, honey. No. You don't want to be a know-it-all. Because what a know-it-all has done, they start asking questions and they get some answers. But they get tired of all the questions. They don't want to get any more answers, and they think they know, and then they stop going around learning anything. See, and that's what you don't want to do. You want to have all the answers you can get from all the best questions you can ask, and you go on and on. Now, if you don't, you're not going to be smart when you're a know-it-all. You're going to be stupid because you quit asking questions and find out all the wonderful things that are around you. How wonderful these things are, how you understand them. You'll find many things and you'll be so happy and so strong if you do. Well, he said, I'll tell you what I'll do then. I'll just be proud of all the answers that I have and all the questions I've asked. Well, I said, that's good, but I think the better way to do it is just enjoy all the questions you've asked. Enjoy and love all the good answers that you have. Be happy that you got lots more questions to ask and so many more answers to get. Because if you get too proudful of what you got, you might not yet be a know-it-all, but you're on your way, and we call this a smart aleck. You're on your way to being ignorant. Because the questions must always be asked. The answers must always be found. And you'll find a warmth and a tenderness, a greatness, just sitting around seeing all the wonderful things you got. It is miraculous. So little Jimmy, I think he's doing fine now. I think he's going to find those answers. And I said, you know what? I went out and bought him a damn pair of gym shoes. I went someplace and paid $250 for a damn pair of shoes made in China. But they assured me it was made by high-class people in a high-class place of China. But I tell you, like I say, the real question of life is all the answers and all the questions that you can ask. So, Jimmy, you keep on going, boy, and you'll be a happy boy. Thank you.